Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair powered by StriveScan. My name is Sibel. I'll be your facilitator for this evening session. Once again, thank you so much for being here. We have some absolutely amazing institutions here to talk a little bit about themselves. Remember, though, this is just an appetizer. It is a short virtual college fair, and we do have some awesome schools here. And so they do have some things to tell you, but again, just an appetizer, just a few minutes for each school. And so it is up to your due diligence to check these schools out, visit them, and definitely contact the panelists and presenters that we have here tonight. But I'm super excited to get started. But before we do, just some housekeeping items to keep in mind. Remember, you are muted and your video is turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I ask my important questions? Well, that in and of itself is a great question. And the way you will do that is by typing your question in the Q&A. So if you look at your Zoom toolbar, in the middle, there's a symbol that says Q&A. So you'll click on that Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters at any time. Two quick notes about that. If you could please make sure to not wait until the last minute. We do not have a live Q&A with your attendee questions at the end, so it's important that we get those questions in throughout the entire session and get those answered for you. Also, if you could just put the school's name within the question, we definitely really appreciate it, just so we all know who the question goes to. That would be awesome. Now, sign up for more sessions. This is one out of many college presentations that are offered. I believe there is one more session happening for the WACAC Virtual College Fair trifecta. So go ahead and check that out after this one. Last but not least, maybe mom missed out on tonight, or you have a friend that wants to check out these schools too, or maybe you just want to relive the fun with us. Well, you can definitely do that because a recording will be available. All the sessions are being recorded and they will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. Without further ado, I would love to get started with our first institution up for this evening's session. We have Colorado State University.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm going to share my PowerPoint. Here we go. All right, yeah, so good evening. My name is Justin Smalley. I am with Colorado State University, Fort Collins campus, and I am the Northern California admissions representative. So I am a regionally based admissions counselor. I live outside of Sacramento, California, in the Woodland Davis area, for those of you that are familiar with the Sacramento area. And I primarily recruit in the San Francisco Bay Area, also Sacramento, other parts of Northern California when I can get there, and also the awesome state of Nevada. And I've been in my position for a few years. And before being a regionally based admissions representative, I did work on campus at Colorado State for 9 years, 6 of those years in the admissions office, and then 3 years as an academic advisor. And I also have my graduate degree from Colorado State, so very familiar with the university. My contact information is on this first screen here. So if you ever need to email me, or feel free to call my work cell number as well. And then there's our admissions website. All right, so first off, Colorado State University, we're located in a really great college town called Fort Collins, which is 1 hour directly north of Denver. So Denver will be right in the heart of the rectangular state of Colorado. And then we're 60 miles directly north in northern Colorado, about 30 miles south of the Wyoming border. And we are nestled to the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, which you'll see behind me. So definitely a big draw for out-of-state students will be the outdoor recreational opportunities that you'll find in the surrounding area. Great chances to go whitewater rafting, of course, camping, hiking, backpacking, mountain biking. We are about an hour away from Rocky Mountain National Park. Also, of course, many of our students will ski and snowboard. Our largest student organization is our Snow Riders Club, so they will provide transportation opportunities to the ski slopes. We are a very bicycle-friendly campus, and most students will have bicycles to get around our 500-acre campus. But we also do allow freshmen to have cars if they want. We do require first-year students to live on campus. If you do live on campus and have a car, you just have to pay for the parking permit. We do have an on-campus shuttle if there's inclement weather, and also all full-time students will have access to the bus system. And there's also kind of a light rail system that goes north-south Fort Collins to get you to the major like restaurants and stuff and stores on the south side of Fort Collins. Fort Collins has been voted one of the best places to live in America by Money Magazine over the year. The Old Town area, which is the downtown area, has tons of restaurants and coffee shops, candy stores, just a great place for students to hang out on the weekends. Our campus, like I mentioned, is on 500 acres right in the heart of Fort Collins. And we are the second largest public university in the state of Colorado right now, about 28,000 students, 25,000 undergraduates. And we bring in about 5,000 freshmen a year and about 1,000 transfer students. The university, we are a research-based university comprised of 8 different colleges, and we have 75 academic majors that students can go into for their undergraduate degree. And probably our most well-known program is our veterinary medicine graduate school, which is currently ranked 3rd in North America. And because of that, we have great programs in the animal, agricultural, natural sciences, things like animal science, equine science, zoology. Also, we have a really strong College of Natural Resources. We're a very sustainable university, about 9 different majors that take on different approaches to environmental science. And in our College of Natural Resources, we create a lot of like park rangers for the U.S. Park Service. Our most popular majors will be business, health and exercise science, biology, communication studies, human development and family studies, psychology, and engineering is highly sought after for a lot of out-of-state students. Colorado State, we want our students to be involved outside the classroom. We have over 500 organizations. School spirit's very big, study abroad, performing arts. Our mascot is Cam the Ram. He'll come to a lot of sporting events. So it's always very common to get your picture taken with Cam the Ram. To apply to Colorado State, you can apply through the Common Application. We do a holistic review for admission, so we are test optional, so no SAT or ACT required. And if you have a solid 3.0 high GPA or better, your chances of getting into Colorado State are very strong. And we look for a college prep curriculum, so we'll of course need your high school transcript, a $50 application fee, or you can ask for a fee waiver if there's a financial hardship. And we do need your personal statement and also one recommendation. And December 1st is our early action date, and February 1st is our final date. And we are a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. For California, Nevada residents, if you have a 3.3 GPA or better, you will get the WUI award, and that'll knock off $10,000 a year off of out-of-state tuition. We also have other opportunities for scholarships as well, which you can find on our financial aid website. And to wrap up, once again, here's my contact information. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to let me know. And to wrap up, I just want to say, go Rams. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Colorado State University, go ahead and please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Fort Lewis College.
Awesome. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. There'll be a pattern for this evening. Great. So my name is Alexa. I am one of the admission counselors with Fort Lewis College, and I'm going to jump right in. So if those of you aren't familiar, Fort Lewis College is located in Colorado. We are located in Durango, Colorado. So that's the southwest corner of Colorado. So when you're looking on the map, if you've ever heard of those 4 corner states, so Colorado, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, we're right in those 4 corner states. A lot of out-of-state students ask how far away or how close are you to Denver, Colorado? We're actually pretty far away from Denver. We're about a 6.5 to 7 hour drive. Again, we're really close to those other 4 corner states. What's great about Durango, Colorado is we are the quintessential small mountain town, about 18,000 total within our city limits, but we're a fully functioning town. We have grocery stores, we have hospitals, we have a free transportation for all of our students as well. We're also, as I said, kind of that quintessential mountain town. So we have over 300 hiking and biking trails within 30 miles of campus. If you're a skier or a snowboarder, if it's something you're interested in as well, we give all of our first year students a free lift pass to Purgatory Resorts for their first time here at Fort Lewis as well. But no fear if you're not into the outdoors as much, we're a pretty large arts and performance sector as well. So there's always live music festivals, art festivals, food festivals. There's always something going on in the town of Durango. Now let's transition to talking about Fort Lewis College. This slide gives you a little bit of a snapshot of Fort Lewis. So overall, our student population is around 3,400 students, so we're on the smaller end. Our campus elevation is at around 6,800. So if you're visiting from an elevation that's a little bit lower than that, please drink lots of water when you come visit beautiful Durango, Colorado, or Colorado in general. And overall, we're a pretty diverse campus. We have around 45 states represented. We have 57% of our students identify as students of color, 185 Native American, Alaska Native tribes represented, over 16 different countries as well. So what surprises a lot of students and families is that although we're very small, we're a very diverse campus. It's something we're proud of. We have over 3 to 4 different affinity and resource centers, lots of ways to support our students and educate our students as well. So that's a little bit of a snapshot. Now, as I mentioned, we are around 3,400, so our average class size at Fort Lewis is going to be around 19 to 20 students. So we keep it at the small class sizes because our professors, honestly, they want to get to know you, and we want to get to know you as well. And also you get to know your peers in your class, which is a bonus as well. Now, moving forward, you'll see these are a list of all of our different areas of study. I know there's a lot to choose from. No fear, we don't expect you to have your life planned out at the age of 17, 18 years old. So if you're looking at this list and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, that's okay. You can always come in as undeclared as well. Now, with Fort Lewis, what we really like to emphasize with our academics is our experiential learning. We're firm believers, and there's only so much you can learn by sitting in a lecture-based classroom and flipping a book page by page, Monday through Friday, right? 1, it's a little bit boring. 2, are you really absorbing the information the way you should? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. So that's why we have a variety of different experiential learning opportunities for our students, ways for you to learn, to take what you're learning in the classroom and implement it outside of the classroom. So these are a few of those different areas of study. If there's something you're specifically interested in, go ahead and pop it in the Q&A, or you can ask me afterwards. I'll put all my information in the chat as well. Now, really quickly, I always like to touch on the social side of college as well, because obviously you're looking at secondary education because you want to figure out your future, find a way to set yourself up for success in your career, but also don't forget college is about having fun as well. So at Fort Lewis, we have over 60 clubs and organizations to choose from. We're a Division II school, so we can compete in the Rocky Mountain Conference as well. We have intramural sports. We're a pretty large cycling school as well. So if you're interested in cycling, we have a pretty great cycling team as well. We're number 2 in the nation right now. Now let's transition to talking about how to apply to Fort Lewis. So at Fort Lewis, you can access our application in 2 different ways. One way is through our personal website, fortlewis.edu/apply. The other way is through the common application. For Fort Lewis, we require an unofficial copy of your high school transcript to review you for admissibility to Fort Lewis. We also are test optional as well. So you can submit your ACT or SAT test scores, but you're not required to. Usually it's $40 to apply to Fort Lewis, but I will be putting a fee waiver code at the end of this presentation in the chat box. So feel free to use that fee waiver code if you would like to apply to Fort Lewis. Really quickly, I also like to touch on our scholarships. So at Fort Lewis, we have some pretty phenomenal tuition merit-based scholarships. It's based on your cumulative high school GPA. If it ranges from a 3.0 to a 4.0, you would be in any of the categories. You can see for our out-of-state students, it ranges from 6,000 all the way to 10,000. What's great with these scholarships, you don't even have to apply for it. We automatically consider you for it when you submit your high school transcript, and you get the scholarship per year for all 4 years. We also are a WUI school, Western Undergrad Exchange. Our WUI program is merit-based, so you have to have at least a 3.0 GPA to qualify. If you do, then you get that around $7,100 scholarship. However, you cannot stack the WUI scholarship for us on top of those other merit-based scholarships. We give you the highest scholarship, one or the other, okay? Other ways that students typically save at Fort Lewis is you have your FAFSA. We also have our Native American tuition waiver, which if you qualify, completely waives your tuition at Fort Lewis. So you attend Fort Lewis tuition free. So your tuition is $0. You're still responsible for room and board, student fees, but that tuition part is $0. Awesome. And last but not least, try to visit our campus. We would love to see you on our campus. And if you have any questions, I'll put my chat at the bottom of that screen. Thank you so much.
All right, awesome. If you have any questions for Fort Lewis College, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have University of Colorado Boulder.
Hi, all. My name is Lori Calloway. I'm one of the Assistant Directors of Admission with the University of Colorado Boulder, and I'm the admission counselor specifically for students from Southern California and from Hawaii. If I'm not your counselor, please just feel free to reach out to me by email. I'll put it in the chat afterwards, and you will be able to connect with me, and I will send you your counselor. So let's talk about the University of Colorado Boulder. We are the flagship public university within the state of Colorado, and we're also the first public university. And we were founded originally to be the premier publicly accessible university that creates research to give back to the communities of Colorado. It's been over 180 years, so giving back to the communities has expanded, and our students come from all 50 states and 60 countries all the way around the world. Now, we're a large university, about 35,000 undergraduate students. 29,000 of them, though, are 35,000 students, 29,000 of which are undergraduate students. So we're primarily focused on that undergraduate experience. Instead of having our students move through a large school system in big blocks, we focus on putting our resources behind the student experience. So even though we have all those students as undergraduates, we have one professor for every 18 of our students, and our average class size is 24. Our student to teacher ratio is also focused around providing students the research for experiential learning, in addition to just taking courses in their major. Now, we have a huge amount of opportunities for study on campus. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of different programs. We are focused on giving our students a rigorous access to research in their majors, no matter what they're doing. So we have the top 25 film production program in the US. We also have the #9 aerospace engineering major and a huge swath of programs in between. The way that we teach, though, goes right back to that mission of taking knowledge and pulling it back to communities. We don't expect our students to move through their majors all interested in the same thing, all doing their majors the exact same way. We actually connect you with academic advisors who are going to be able to assist you in collaborating and building your degree. So you may be an integrative physiology student with a business minor and an English certificate, because that's what makes you excited and that's what you really love to study and learn. That's also going to give you a viewpoint when you're looking to do research, and it's also going to give you a viewpoint as you're developing your resume. We structure our path to the degree, and we also give our students access to advising and resources so that you get to attend a university as highly ranked as the University of Colorado Boulder with that big school experience, but you still get to attend classes that can be as small as 20 students. Beyond the classroom experience, we are invested in a huge part of our area. We're located in Boulder, which is a mid-sized city of about 110,000 people. It definitely retains the college town vibe that we've created when we founded it all the way back those years ago, but it has grown beyond just the limits of what a college town can provide. So while you're able to get an after-school job if you want to, and traffic shuts down around Thursday night basketball games, Google has a site there, Northrop Grumman is based there, so be it looking for emotional support sushi after midterms or going and trying to find an internship, you don't have to go outside to find those opportunities. Now, about 35 minutes away on a public transportation system that actually gets you there in 35 minutes is the city of Denver. So our students are able to use the full metro area of Boulder and Denver, about 2.5 million people in the city that's right in the heart of the second strongest economy in the US, to just have fun social lives and also to build their economic lives as well. This pays off highly for our students. We are a top recruitment target for both for-profit and nonprofits that can take you anywhere you'd like to go, back home, say Boulder, Denver, or go nationally and internationally. 74% of our first-year students are admitted to their first-year choice of graduate school, and 92% of our students are placed within 6 months. We are a Common App exclusive school, and our deadlines are November 15th for non-binding early action and January 15th for regular decision. We also require all the transcripts that you have attended for all of the work that you've done in high school, but we are test optional, and about 50% of our applicants last year that we admitted didn't send a score. We also will accept the FAFSA recommend you submit it by February 15th. We automatically consider you for merit scholarships if you have a 3.85 cumulative GPA at the time you apply, but we also have a scholarship application with about 100 about 350 to 400 scholarship opportunities every single year. If you have questions about how anything works in CU Boulder or the surrounding area, or maybe what it's like to be an alum, just feel free to let me know. I'm going to drop my information on the bottom, and I appreciate you taking this time with me this evening. Thanks so much, y'all. Have a good afternoon.
All right. If you have any questions for University of Colorado Boulder, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have University of Northern Colorado.
Awesome. My name is Cedric Nixon, and I am an admission counselor with the University of Northern Colorado. I primarily serve California and Nevada for our out-of-state territories. So I want to start by just talking about why some of our students choose UNC. So we are a mid-sized university, which means we're right up that mid-level in terms of the number of students that we have and the size of our campus. Our students really enjoy that mid-sized level where they can meet lots of people, but also have some really strong connections along with that. We have about 100 different undergraduate programs, so I'll go into those a bit later. But we are mid-sized with a lot of different options, which I think a lot of students appreciate as well. We have an average class size of around 25. Our outdoor pursuit center rents over 1,000 pieces of gear to our students for free. So those are things like mountain bikes and kayaks and skis, snowboards, helmets, all of that great stuff that our students want to use to get into the outdoors. We are a campus that's super driven by the arts, and that is something that our students super appreciate. So we have over 300 different performances on our campus a year. And then with that, we have about 150 different clubs and organizations that our students use to get involved outside of the classroom. So we want to offer a really hands-on education. So you'll see there a list of our top programs. We're known especially for, like I just mentioned, our performing and visual arts. So theater and musical theater are things that we really excel at, as well as jazz studies and music composition, different stuff like that. We were also founded as a school for teachers, and so we have a lot of very excellent teaching programs. Our student teachers spend over 1,000 hours in the classroom during their entire time here at UNC. So our teaching programs get a lot of time in the classroom, which I think is something that's super appreciated as well. But then we also have some great science programs, like an excellent nursing program that's ranked in the top 10% of the nation. They have started state-of-the-art labs for nursing students, and then also have a clinical experience where those students are in the field as well. And we have great sports and exercise science, psychology. I won't read that whole list, but those are just some of our programs that really stand out. I think one thing that also makes us stand out is our access to housing. So we have 17 different residence halls that all of our first-year students can choose from. So there's no restriction based on your credit hours or what class you're in or anything like that on which residence hall you can live in. We have some very beautiful like cottage style ones that almost look like they're from Harry Potter, and then some taller 15, 17 floor like apartment style ones, 3 and 5 floor apartment style residence halls. And so there's a ton to choose from when it comes to on-campus housing. We also have a 10 dining locations, or over 10 that we use to support those residence halls as well. And so 3 of those are premier style buffet dining halls. Then we have a sushi place and a Subway and other retail locations that supplement those as well. So I also want to take the time to mention WUI, or the Western Undergraduate Exchange, which you've heard from many of these institutions. We offer automatically WUI to all of our students who are coming from the western half of the United States, those states who are involved in WUI. So if you're coming from California or any of our other West Coast states, there's no required GPA, no separate application, nothing like that. You'll automatically be eligible for that WUI tuition discount, which is super awesome. It takes about $5,000 off our full out-of-state cost. So speaking of that cost, you can see an estimated number there for our WUI students. We also have 4-year admissions-based merit scholarships. So those merit scholarships are going to start at a 3.0 for our WUI students, where they'll get $2,000 a semester off of tuition, and then or $2,000 a year, so that's $1,000 a semester, and then it goes up based on high school GPA from there. We base those on the highest of weighted or unweighted GPA. So it's possible to come away with a ton of financial aid from that. We also, of course, support FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, and have our own universal scholarship as well, which has over 400 different opportunities that about 30% of them apply to first-time students. So speaking of our application on financial aid, you can apply at apply.unco.edu. We support the Common App, which can help save you a lot of time, especially if you're looking at 3 or 4 of these great institutions here in Colorado. But we also have our own Bear app if you're interested in just UNC. It's a little bit quicker than the Bear app, but either way, we get the information that we need. We do have a $50 application fee, but we're happy to waive that. So I'll drop my contact information in the chat as I wrap up here. And that way you can reach out to me and we can waive that application fee. So again, you can find our application at apply.unco.edu. If you do have questions, my contact information is right there. I would say the biggest thing to know about UNC is that we're a super community-driven campus, and that is something that we really value and that our students really love. So thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for University of Northern Colorado, please put it in the Q&A. And next up, we have Western Colorado University.
Hey everyone, my name is Elisa and I'm going to get my screen shared here real quick. All right, so again, my name is Elisa and I want to welcome you to the Gunnison Valley, home to Western Colorado University. This incredible community allows students to immerse themselves in education while they pursue their passions, all while being in the heart of the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Our top-notch facilities and faculty and programs combine everything with an outstanding location, and that delivers an unmatched educational experience. So at Western, our surroundings become a tool for hands-on learning. Many of the academic programs at Western take advantage of the Gunnison Valley to teach students all of the skills they need to know. So for example, our resort management program has partnered with Crested Butte Mountain Resort to get students a hands-on experience with a world-class ski resort, and programs that thrive in the field, such as petroleum geology, wildlife biology, or resource management, take advantage of our whole public lands area around our campus. Even extracurricular activities provide learning opportunities for students. For example, our mountain rescue team is the only certified collegiate team in the nation and can allow students to gain valuable leadership and outdoor skills. So our university has around 3,000 students, and at Western, you're never going to be in a classroom full of hundreds of students. Our average class size is about 16 students, and in fact, our largest classroom only holds 68 people. Our professors often mentor students from when they come in as freshmen all the way until their graduation. And a small class size means big opportunities, and that comes in with having a personal connection with your professor and more opportunities for that hands-on learning. Students at Western are guaranteed to gain valuable experiences, memories, and friendships because of Western's tight-knit community. So Western has over 100 areas of academic programs, and that's a perfect opportunity to find your path and make your future exactly what you want it. Our offerings include some of the most popular across the nation, such as business, environmental management, sustainability, recreation, outdoor education, and numerous paths within biology. At Western, there's something for everyone. We have over 50 clubs and organizations ranging from academic-specific clubs like the Chemistry Club, all the way to cultural clubs such as the Black Student Alliance or even the Knitting Club. Western also provides opportunities for students to get outside through affordable gear rentals and trips into the outdoors. Things like the Ouray ice climbing trip can be really fun to get some experience. No matter what, Western provides opportunities for students to be involved inside and outside the classroom. We're dedicated to the student success. So we want to make sure you have everything you need to succeed at Western and beyond. Students are assigned an academic advisor when they come in, and the advisors are there to help you build schedules and make sure you're taking all of your classes on time and are on track to graduate. We also have a math tutoring center and a writing center. These are great places to take your homework, study for tests, and these are run by students to help students. And we also have our health and wellness centers. Western takes health and wellness very seriously, and we want to make sure you have everything you need to feel tip top. So let's talk a little bit about affordability. So Western's tuition is the third lowest of any four-year school in Colorado, with in-state tuition of less than $7,000 and out-of-state tuition of less than $19,000. Many of our students receive financial aid, and all of our students that are accepted to Western are automatically considered for merit scholarship, and the amount they receive is based off of their final GPA. So eligible students have the opportunity to be awarded a merit scholarship of over $4,000 a year for in-state students, or over $10,000 a year for out-of-state students. Western also participates in the tuition discount programs such as the WUI or the Central Plains Discount Program. And these opportunities are a great way to have some financial support throughout your time as a student. So I encourage students to visit Western's campus. It is beautiful every time of year. We do campus visits Monday through Saturdays, and we also offer you preview days. Visits to campus are a great way to experience life as a mountaineer and learn about everything you would need to know as a student. Visits can be booked online, or you can always feel free to call us and we're happy to help. Western is on a rolling admissions basis, meaning you can send in your application at any time, and we'll get back to you generally within 2 to 4 weeks. We are test optional, meaning we do not require any ACT or SAT scores for any of our scholarship or admissions decisions. However, they can help you be placed in classes later. There is a $30 application fee. However, you can use our waiver code, Go Western 2022, and that'll waive that application fee at any time that you would like to apply. And please feel free to reach out to me with any questions at any time. Me and my team are happy to help with filling out the application, FAFSA, or anything else. And go Mountaineers.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Western Colorado, you can stay on. If all of my colleagues can go ahead and pop on up in video, that would be great. By the way, if you do have any questions for Western Colorado University, please put it in the Q&A. All right, my experts. I have a question for you all. The question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we will just go in presentation order to answer this really important question. So Colorado State University, go ahead.
All right, let's see. One bit of advice is to, I guess, as a parent, I would try to encourage your son or daughter who's looking at school, and also as a parent, to kind of come up with a budget of what you can afford for your college education, and kind of having a budget in mind will help you as you apply to different schools and get your financial aid and scholarship packages, and to really know what's affordable as for your son or daughter that's going off to school. And I guess one other little bit of advice is I'm a big fan of reading through the general catalogs at the specific major that you might be interested in. Look at the course names and also the course descriptions. That's a good sign on choosing a major, because if you're interested in those classes that you'll have to take, that might be the major for you.
Awesome advice. Thank you. Fort Lewis College.
I would say one piece of advice I would give to any students or parents listening would be to take advantage of your admission counselor within your territory. So all of us introduced ourselves. More than likely, all of us are here as resources to help y'all. This is our job. This is what we like to do. There's no silly questions. So we all give you our contact information. Feel free to take advantage of that. And then more than likely, because we are living in a remote virtual world as well, and a lot of y'all are coming from, most of you are coming from out of state, make sure you take advantage of all of our virtual options as well. And a lot of us probably have virtual one-on-ones that you can connect with us. So feel free to connect with us because we love chatting with y'all. That's why we're in this job.
Awesome. Thank you. And Fort Lewis College brought up a great reminder to check your chat. In the chat, our panelists and presenters have put their contact info or some links they want you to check out. So just a reminder. University of Colorado Boulder.
Yeah, I advise students to keep yourself open to the schools that end up being the best fit for you. A lot of students come up to Colorado Boulder reps and tell us that they have a dream school, but schools are fits for you on multiple different levels: financial, social, meeting you at the program level, providing you the opportunities that you need. It's great to have a priority in your list. But as you go through this process, you apply for scholarships, you see the financial aid packages, you do visits, you see how the counselors treat you. Allow schools to prove themselves to you. Keep your options open and keep your mind open, because you may be surprised where you end up really loving in May after some conversations about your options and going through the experience.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. University of Northern Colorado.
I would say the biggest piece of advice that I always give is to take any chance that you have to speak to current students, whether that's in person or virtually. It's great to really connect with people who are attending and currently taking classes at that university and really see what their thoughts are, why they're there, why they're staying there, and why they like that institution or university. So really take advantage of those opportunities, because those are folks that you can relate to and that are there to support you.
Awesome. Thank you. And Western Colorado?
My biggest advice that I always tend to tell students and parents is start thinking about what you want from not only the university, but the place where you're going to end up. You know, this is a place that you'll be for 4 years at least sometimes, and you want to make sure that it's a university and a town that has everything that you want from it. Make sure it's the size that you want. Make sure it has all of the stores and amenities that you might want. Because university is so much more than just going to class. It really does become a lifestyle. It becomes everything you need. So you want to make sure it has what you want.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for each and every one of your expertise in this matter, for sure. I do have my favorite question. Okay. Now, this says, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? We have some time. If one thing is what you want to share, that's fine. If you want to share 2, maybe 2.5 things, that's okay too, because I know you all have some amazing, amazing things to talk about each school. So we'll go down the list. Colorado State University.
Like I need more time to think of this. Let's see. So one thing that students, I mean, I guess that over the past 25 years, our faculty members have done a lot of research on environmental sustainability. Obviously, part of that's our location. I mean, all of us are in Colorado. But we have been recognized as a very green, sustainable university. So I think that if that's one thing, if you're interested in being outdoors, being in a major where land conservation or environmental sustainability is a big part of what you're looking for, then Colorado State really excels in that area. So that's what I would like for everyone to remember about Colorado State.
Awesome, thank you. Fort Lewis College.
One thing I would love for y'all to remember about Fort Lewis is our diversity. So although we are small in size, we are quite large in our diversity. As I mentioned in my presentation, we have over 57% of our students identify as students of color. We have over 185 different Native American, Alaska Native villages. We're almost a 50-50 split with in-state and out-of-state students. So regardless of where you're coming from, you're going to meet people from all different backgrounds, all different cultures, and we have 16 countries represented, so all over the world. So one thing that I want y'all to remember is, although we're small in size, we're very big in our diversity and the opportunity for y'all to meet people from all over the world.
Awesome, thank you. University of Colorado Boulder.
The thing I hope that people understand about CU Boulder is that within a lot of our largeness, there are lots of opportunities for small connection. Instead of being a a university that's kind of like a yacht. You got to move all at once. It's like a whole production, or almost like a village of 29,000 people with a lot of different niche groups within it. I've been working for the school for 3 years. I've yet to speak to an alum who's ever told me something I've heard before. Every single time they tell me something different. And the only thing that is in common is that they tell me that as they were going through their process of finding their thing at 18, 19, 20, it ended up being at the school. So we don't have a type, and that is okay. We're going to just do best with students who are going to be open to opportunity and seeing where that takes them.
Thank you for that. University of Northern Colorado.
I would say one of the biggest things that I'd want folks to remember about UNC is that we have 7 really awesome cultural and resource centers which serve students of different identities. And I think what makes those unique at UNC is that they're built into actual houses. And so those students have TVs and Xboxes and switches and couches and space that they can just call their own, and that they can see folks that might identify like them at, and really build community through that. And I think that feeling of community really spills throughout all of our students here at UNC.
Awesome. Thank you. And Western Colorado.
One thing I think I always want people to take away about Western is that we are a small campus, which means you get such a personal, close connection with your professors. You're going to be able to text them if you don't have all the answers to your homework, or if you need a little bit of extra help. And getting that really tight-knit community is very helpful, not only in exceeding in school and making sure you do your best in your classes, but they're also going to be able to set you up for jobs later, introduce you to people to help get you that next job and get you that step out of Western as well. So one thing to always remember is just we have an amazing faculty and you get to really know them.
Awesome stuff. Thank you all so much again for your expertise. But again, that's always my favorite part, because everyone is just so unique, and there's always things to remember about each school. So again, panelists and presenters, thank you for being here. My attendees, thank you so much for being here. Remember, this is just an appetizer, so time to do your due diligence, right, for the main entree and see what school is the best fit for you. After you close out this window, a very quick 5-question survey will appear. Give us some feedback. We really do appreciate it. The questions the words actually very quick are literally on your screen. So I promise it will be very quick. Okay. Sign up for more sessions. We do have another session happening right after this one. And then also, if you'd like to relive the fun, again, that recording is available at strivescan.com/WACAC. With that said, again, everybody, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your night. Bye, everyone.